So I fight depression, PTSD, CPTSD, the whole 9 yards due to some major trauma from childhood all the way through my first marriage. And I always fight what I call ANTS, which is the automated negative thought syndromes. If you want to know more about the ANT, you can actually find it in my book called Tiny Steps to Success, The Right Step. It's about journaling. And if you just want the PDF of it, let me know and I'll send you a link that you can get it. Otherwise, you can get this on Amazon. But anyway, so the ants, right, they're the negative thoughts. They lie to you and tell you things like you're not good enough, maybe you're not pretty enough, young enough, thin enough, you don't get enough grades or good grades, you should unalive yourself, stuff like that. And I fight that a lot. Well, this weekend I had two of my granddaughters over, and breaks my heart. One of them told me that a bully from school told her that she should unalive herself, you know, the K word. And I was like, wow. So I asked her how that made her feel, and she says, well, there's times I think I should. And I asked her why. And she says, because I'm not a good friend. I'm not loved. I don't think I love enough or good enough, I think she said. What were others that she said? Unalive herself, you know, because of what the kid said, and many others. So I took a piece of paper, I drew a line down, and on one side I put lies, on the other side I put truth, and on the lies, which are these negative thoughts that she has in her head now because of the stuff going on at school, I wrote down everything she said. And I asked her, I says, well, how many friends do you have? Good friends that you can actually call and, you know, and visit. And she goes, I've got 10. And I'm like, wow, that's a lot, honey. I don't have that. I go, so we can say that this friendship stuff is a lie then, right? Because you have 10 really good friends. And she goes, yeah, I guess you're right. So I crossed out friends. Next was love. And I asked her, I says, who loves you? You know, mom and dad. Yeah. Me, of course, and my husband and her other sets of grandparents and friends and family. And I said, what about the big one? And she goes, yes, Mammy, God. I go, that's right. I go, so do you think that that's a lie now too? And she goes, yeah. So we crossed out the lie. We put all the truth over here about God, family, and friends that love her and that she loves them. Then it came to something about not having good enough grades. And I asked her, I go, how important is it to have really good grades? And she goes, well, they want me to have good grades. Who wants you to have really good grades? Well, mom and dad. Yeah, but are you giving it your best? And she's like, no. I said, do you think you could change that? And she goes, maybe. I said, that's if you want to, right? And she says, yeah. I go, so I'm going to cross that out. And I'm going to put over here, if try harder. Because you can try harder if you truly want something. And she agreed, said yes. And then the unalive stuff. God, it just kills me. She's so young. And I said, do you think that God makes a mistake? And she goes, no. I said, so you don't think that you're a mistake? And she goes, no. I go, do you think you have a purpose here, that God wanted you here for a purpose? She thought about it for a minute. She goes, I think so. I go, that's the biggest one right there. I says, you know that your family loves you because we wrote that up here. You know that God loved you because otherwise he wouldn't have created you, right? And she says, yeah. I said, so unaliving yourself would only give that girl more power. And you're giving her that power by keeping her up in your head with all the stuff that's in there. And so I told her about my book. And she says, Mammy, can I have a copy of that? And I said, sure, baby. So I gave her a copy. It just breaks my heart that it's bad enough that me as an adult have to fight this stuff, but to see my own grandchild have to suffer through stuff like that. And not really know how to help her. And I pray, oh God, I pray that I had helped her. I don't know if I did, but I pray that I did. She's such a sweet girl, very gentle, very soft-spoken. I think on the shy side, she always stays to herself. And oh my stars, this girl can draw like you would not believe. No training whatsoever. She has her dad and her aunt's gift on drawing because both her aunts and her dad could draw like you would not believe as kids. And they gave it up. Why? I don't know. But she has that natural talent. And it's like, girl, do something with this, right? And I told her, I says, you need to start journaling. And I'm going to tell you the same thing. Start journaling. You don't have to write paragraphs out. You can put, maybe you're sad. Maybe put the reason why you're sad. Somebody called me a fool today. But here's the thing. Whatever somebody tells you something negative about yourself, think of it as being Satan or them just being bullies, right? Telling you this in your head. Don't keep them there. Don't give them that free rent in your head because you are so worthy not to have them there. If you or someone you know is going through depression and the negative ants in their system, right? Make that list like I did with her. And as you cross out each negative, picture in your head that you're squashing these tiny little ants and saying, you're done, right? You're done because you're not true. The truth of the matter is that you are not alone. The truth of this is you are loved. There is somebody out there that loves you. I know God loves you and I love you. And if you ever need to talk, just message me because I understand what abuse is. I understand what trauma is. I understand what being put down and beaten and everything else. I've been there. I've done that. And I survived it. And so can you.